Welcome everyone to round 8 of FRL. We are here today at Canada, at Montreal, for the Canadian Grand Prix. We come from a very crazy race last week at Baku. Today, I expect to have a more fun race, but fighting it at track, not so many accidents. I would appreciate a lot to see a very clean race today. Qualifying is about to start. We see weather is pretty clear at the moment, so probably no rain is going to come out. Here with me is my partner Zach, so say hello.
Hello everyone, welcome to round 8, and as you said David, yeah, it was a easy race at Baku. We had a lot of incidents going on, but as is the case with Baku and Monaco the last couple of years, it's bound to be trouble, but we are here at the Circuit Villeneuve, which hopefully is going to play host to a little bit more of wheel-to-wheel excitement rather than just chaotic excitement.
Okay, so drivers have started to go out of the pit lane. Sadok is now leading the field, then follows very behind Iron Apple, who is on the medium tire, so maybe he is only on a warm-up lap on those medium tires and then going to change on the softs. Or why not trying to start on an alternative strategy, but that may also cost him plenty of time. As last week we remember Ash was finally who took the win after taking pole position. Plenty of safety cars we had on the last race, and Rogers was trying to fight him throughout the race but finally wasn't able to defeat him. We'll see which will be the story today, who will finally be on top. And Sadok is now about to start finally his flying lap, his first shot. Very short track, by the way, I have to say, and very easy to corner cut, so drivers are going to have to be very careful on the track limits. There goes Sadok into sector 1, a very complicated corner to not corner cut. 19.5 for Sadok. Then Iron Apple on those medium tires is going to do 19.7, only 2 tenths lower than what Sadok did, but he is on medium tires. Oh, but he's into the wall now, so not good for Iron Apple there. Not sure if he got any wing damage. Oh, now he's got his lap time invalidated. As I said, very easy track to corner cut to go out of the track limits, and Iron Apple as the first driver to got his lap time invalidated. Now Sadok into a very tricky corner into the wall of champions there. Managed to not cut it. And there he goes into the finish line, and it's going to be a 19.7 first time of the session. Here we are on board with Ash, who is completing also his flying lap. We have to pay attention on this guy. He got pole position last weekend, so why not fight for it today too. Bonaldo now into P1 by 2 tenths faster than what Sadok did. There goes Ash into the last 2 corners. Gonna cross the finish line, and it's going to be P1 for Ash, 4 tenths in front of Bonaldo. Rostorm into P3. And it's a 1-2 for Renault at the moment.
Yeah, the Renaults looked quick in Baku. It was the racing points in Monaco, but the Renaults once again showing their pace early on. Still a long way to go, as the racing point of Rogers does go quickest into provisional pole position, a 109.011. So some very good times out of the gate for everyone. Hopefully we'll see them into the mid to low, maybe 108. We'll have to wait and see how that pans out. 13 minutes left, and everyone looking to improve upon their time, but it is looking very close. Ross Storm up there as well, only about less than a tenth off the top 3, so could look very close, as we've seen some very close qualifying sessions before.
But we have to point out that Rogers has made that time on the medium tire, so if he does on the softs, he'll definitely be like 6 tenths faster than Ash time. So yeah, Roger showing a lot of pace on those medium tires and looking very strong to take that pole position today. We still miss what Iron Apple can do. He got his flying lap invalidated as he's cutting the corner massively to win some time.
Yeah, that is very interesting how he's on the medium tire. Probably going for that alternate, going for a bit of a bank lap on the mediums, looking to acclimatise himself to the circuit quickly before he goes in for his proper lap. But that is definitely interesting to see him on the mediums. Definitely showing he's got some great pace. So when he's on the softs, maybe we'll see him well into the 108s. Just needs to hook it up and get himself there, or he's going to stick it on the mediums because at the moment that's a pretty good time, and I'm sure he'd be quite happy with that on the mediums.
Now we are going on board with his teammate Iron Apple, who we are still missing a lap time by him. He'll meet some traffic there from Ari Gustavo, but he lets him by very easily. Into sector 1, 19.6. Going to take that corner there, not corner cutting as he did it last time. Now he's going to go into that very deep corner to the end of Sector 2. Purple Sector 2 for him. Not sure if that's real or not. We'll have to see what he does on this last sector. The long two straights we have on this track. And that very tricky corner that is very easy to corner cut and also to avoid crashing into the wall of champions. There goes Iron Apple. Does it very good. Now into the finish line. Can he defeat his teammate Rogers? No, he can't. It's a 19.7. It's 7 tenths lower than his teammate Rogers on P1. So Rogers got definitely massive pace on those medium tires, but finally has decided to go into the softs. I think he could have sticked into those mediums. He had great pace, even if not getting pole position at the end. But he could try to go for an alternative strategy that could have played perfectly for him. But finally his decision is having gone on the soft tires. Ash is now on his out lap, hoping for a better result and trying to fight against Roger for that pole position today. Now Fletch improves into P3, splitting both Reynolds into second and fourth place. 19.4, very close to Ash's time and Bonaldu's time too. Actually everything is very paired at the moment if we don't count Rogers, who has done a very great time on those medium tires and probably gonna fly now on the softs. Then we're still missing time from 4 people here. And we have only 10 more minutes remaining, so probably gonna do a lap at any moment. They have to. We are following now Rogers, who has decided to go on the soft tires into turn 1, doing it a bit wide there, going into the curves. Going to go to that very tricky corner. He does, and very close to corner cut, but managed not to do so. I would have said that he corner cut those corners completely if it wasn't by the game. Oh, but he spins there. Rogers loses the car there. So this is his lap completely ruined. Now gonna have to wait for the others to pass. But thankfully for him, there is no driver behind him at the moment, so managed to comfortably regain the control of his car again and go into the right direction again, but his flying lap is completely ruined now.
Exactly that. Rogers needing to get himself back into the pits. He's obviously pushing so hard on those softs to get the best lap time he can, and it is qualifying, so you can forgive those mistakes. You can forgive those mistakes a little bit more than per se in the race, because it's a long race. You've got to be consistent. But Rogers just pushing that a little bit too hard, exceeding the limit. But that's how you find the limit, is how to go over the limit. So he's definitely pushing. He's going to learn from that mistake, get a fresh set of soft tyres on, and go again very soon. Ash still looking good in P2. Fletch has managed to get himself up into P3. So we're looking for a very mixed top 5. Only 2 Renaults in there. They're the only repeating car. The rest are completely different. So we're definitely being treated to a diverse top 5.
Actually, Roger decided to stay out and try to go for another flying lap, but he has just got his flying lap invalidated at turn 1, so definitely not good for him. Now he is in the need to pit for a new set of softs. That soft tires already have 2 laps and already got his flying lap invalidated, so probably not having fuel also at the moment. Then we have Ash, who hasn't been able to improve also, so this sets equal conditions for both of them. Then Rostorm has improved into 3rd place, but not getting in front of top 2 drivers. Oh, and Rogers left the lobby for some reason. I hope he can join back soon. He is definitely going to be fighting for that win of the race today, so it will be a complete shame if he misses the race because of connection problems. So hope he can join back soon. AA Gaming now is into P6, only by 0.004 of a second behind his teammate Flash on 5th, and Flash is only 0.007 of a second behind Rostorm, so really close gap between P4 and P6. Now we got Ecot disqualified from qualifying, and Shamus is now into P3. Only some thousandths of a second between Iron Apple, Rogers, and Shamus. Very close, really close qualifying, but still nobody has beaten the gap of the 1.9. Still missing 1.8 times on this qualifying session. But it's getting very interesting now. I think, not sure if Rogers has been able to get connection back, but still holding at the moment that P1. So hopefully, as I said, he can regain his connection, get another invite, and go there to fight for this win of the race. We're going to go on board with Ash now, who is trying to go for another shot. Only some 1/10 behind provisional pole sitter now Rogers. Into sector 1, again managed not to cut those corners. Finishing there, it's 19.3, 1/10 lower than his previous flying lap. So not looking good at the moment, and he spins, loses a bit of car there, same as what Rogers did some minutes ago. He doesn't lose completely the car there, but it's his flying lap completely ruined now. But probably having enough fuel for another flying lap just at this moment. Okay, we're again on board with Ash, going to start another flying lap, looks like. No, he's not. He's going into the pit lane now, probably not having any more fuel. He's going only probably to have one more shot to try to go for that pole position. Flash is also into the pit lane. Boss Gohan, second to DNF, disqualifying, who is now on P13. 3.5 more minutes to go to end this qualifying session, now being dominated by the Racing Points, but only by minimal margin between their rivals. Now we see Iron Apple going out of the pit lane. Iron Apple, oh, and Iron Apple's crash, broken the wing on the exit of the pit lane. That's terrible news for him. Not sure if he's going to have a chance now to go for a new front wing and try to go for another shot. Only 3 more minutes remaining. He did a terrible mistake there, and this could cost him completely that pole position. 3 more minutes.
Yeah, he needs to get back. Oh, sorry, I was letting you to talk.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say 3 more minutes remaining for this guy to go for a new front wing and try to go for another shot. Now, please say what you were going to say.
Well, yeah, just exactly the same. He needs to get back in quickly. He needs to go. He needs to have a stop. Literally just splash and dash, get out. It is going to be some very tight margins. 2 minutes left. So he's got, what is that, about a minute to get in and out of the pit lane, which, oof, he's cutting time very, very fine here. Luckily still in P2, but if he's very close margins, he needs to get in and get out so quickly.
At the moment, we don't have a signal that Rogers has regained connection, so that would be really unfortunate. I think I see a Racing Point coming out of the pit lane. Maybe it's Rogers. I can confirm. Yes, it's definitely Rogers. So yeah, we have now confirmation that he thankfully has regained his connection and he is back for the fight. Iron Apple still on the pit lane. 1 minute and 40 seconds to finish this qualifying. Not sure if he's going to make it. But track here is very short, so he may have a chance, and we see people are corner cutting here to win time, so if he does, he may have a chance. But he's not coming out of the pit lane now, so probably qualifying end for him. Unfortunately, very unfortunate mistake by his own, but he may be lucky and keep that P2, so not so bad. He has his teammate on P1 at the moment, who has managed perfectly to regain connection and go now for a flying lap, and looks the host has now lost connection. Has AA Gaming left the session? Can you confirm, please, Zach?
AA Gaming in the session, I'm not entirely sure. We'll have a little look, see if he is out on track. We'll have a look, see if his AI is ghosted. His AI isn't ghosted, and he's not driving per se like an AI, so it looks as though he's still...
Oh no, I am the one who lost connection. I need another invite.
Whatsoever.
Yeah, actually the same thing that has just happened to Rogers has happened to me, so yeah, maybe that's a general problem for some reason. But I'm going to be back in just a moment, so... Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, good. Looks like everyone's just rounding off qualifying now. We've got Seamus O'Neill up into P3 in the McLaren, not even that far off the front runners either, so if he can hook up this lap, maybe we can see him get himself onto pole position in the McLaren. He is up on his time, he's 3/10 up, this is good enough for pole. Big lock up into the hairpin though of... oh no, Seamus! No! A big slide coming out of the hairpin, that's going to cost him his chance at pole position, and Iron Apple's gonna pick 0.2. Good enough for pole for Seamus. Dan corrected, I thought he was on that same lap, but a 108.2, nearly a 107, a very quick time for Rogers and Racing Points.
And yeah, as you say, Roger has just fly there. 1:08.2, very fast, 6 tenths in front of Ash. We remember last weekend, Ash was 5 tenths in front of Rogers. Today it's the opposite, and it's Roger who is 6 tenths in front of Ash. So, but Ash at least has been able to split both Racing Point drivers to cut any team strategy they would have tried by having a 1-2. So still good for him. He's going to have the chance of attacking him at the start of the race. So Rogers is on pole position today. None other driver now on a flying lap. It's qualifying completed. Rogers and Ash will be on the front row. Iron Apple and John France on second row. Actually, I didn't see this guy, John France, so up. He's probably just improved while I disconnected. And as you said, Zach, Shamus lost his chances of getting pole position today. He is into P5, 8 tenths behind. Not bad result, but for what you said, it could have been a lot better for him. We'll see now what happens on the race. And by the way, weird to see Ross Storm and AA Gaming so far behind on P11 and P12. We usually see them on top, but for some reason not having the pace today on P11 and P12. We'll see what race turns in. They'll have a chance of going on the medium tires, going for an alternative strategy. Oh, and we have rain now, so this gets much better. Yeah, race has just turned much more interesting. We remember the last time we had rain was on the last laps of the Monaco Grand Prix, and that turned into complete carnage, as we can remember. Today we'll see what happens. As we already said, Canada is not so crazy track as Monaco and as Baku, but it also has walls a bit close to the track, so drivers have to be careful with that. Corners may also some corners here, but while trying to avoid a corner cut may cause you to spawn. So we'll see how drivers manage this one.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a tricky circumstance for them. Obviously, rain is less than ideal, but hopefully they can acclimatise themselves quickly and we don't have too bad of a start. It does look like it's going to rain throughout. It doesn't look like this rain's going to subside anytime soon. But yeah, this formation lap's going to be crucial. They're going to need to see where the grip is, where they can put their power down, maybe just to help. It's a lap where you can get comfortable with the grip a little bit more. So hopefully they can use it to its full extent. But it's going to be very tricky, and I'm sure it's going to be a massive shake-up of the grid. Of course, curbs are going to be dangerous. They're going to retain water. They're going to be very slippery with the paint. We're going to see different lines start to dry up. We're going to see people on different lines, different maybe strategies. Maybe just get your head down. You need to be consistent in the rain, and that's what people are going to strive to be. If you spin, it's definitely less than ideal. So to finish first you must definitely finish 35 laps of the rain. You don't want to be going for a hero into turn 1.
So now we can see a bit of a Canada 2011 maybe. We remember that very crazy race where Jenson Button won at the final lap because of mistake Sebastian Vettel made. So today we also have that same conditions at this Canadian Grand Prix. I personally would go for only one stop strategy. I think that's more than enough. 2 stops may lose a lot of time, but also this pit lane is not so long. It's only 17 seconds approximately, so maybe we could see someone trying to go for a risky strategy. And unfortunately have to say that in these conditions most probably at least one safety car is going to come out. So, well, we'll finally see what happens on this race, but drivers are now taking their spots on the grid and are getting ready to start finally this Canadian Grand Prix. Rogers takes his spot on first place, Ash takes his spot on the second place, and finally Ekont is going to take his spot on the final place to start this Canadian Grand Prix. We have a commentary, finally, after a long time, of PRT, who says this will be amazing. Yeah, I agree with him. This race is going to be amazing. Lights out and away we go. Roger seems to have got a good start there. Ash gets a very bad start and already being attacked by Iron Apple there, who tries to dive on by the inside. Rogers and Iron Apple distract a bit Ash there, and Rogers is now into the lead keeps the lead of the race. His teammate Iron Apple into second place now. It's a Racing Point 1-2. They made a bit of contact there, but managed to keep it clean. Bonaldo is into P4 now, so we see now both Racing Point and both Reynolds at top at the moment. And we have a yellow flag on Sector 1. It's Shemos. Shemos has had an accident there. Unfortunate for him, he was showing great pace at qualifying, but now he's last on the track. Seems he doesn't have wing damage, but he has lost a lot of places there. 13 in total. Rogers now 8 tenths in front of his teammate Iron Apple in P1. Then Ash follows on P3, 5 tenths behind, but still Rogers not being able to pull so much away, and Bonaldo is almost now more than 2 seconds behind his teammate Ash, so top 3 have pulled away very far on that first lap, which still hasn't ended. Bonaldo racing alone now, because John Fans is 1 second behind him, but he's getting closer now. We have a yellow flag on Sector 3 there. It's both McLarens now into the last 2 places, Shamos and Poweritz. Roger crosses the line on P1. Oh, and Ash is in front now, attacking Iron Apple there. We see a great fight there, and Sadok's DNF the race. Ash into P2, did a great move there to overtake Iron Apple, and we have a virtual safety car now. We see a very crazy start there. Ash lost his P2 at the start, but finally did a great move to get back his position at the end of turn 1 at the start of lap 2.
Exactly that, and everyone just really on a madness, trying to get themselves acclimatized to the grip. If you find just that extra little bit of grip, you can find yourself going so much faster than everyone else, and that's exactly what Ash did. He found that grip, he found that momentum, and despite being 2 seconds back on Iron Apple, he really closed that gap up quickly and found himself back, now splitting the 2 racing points under VSC. So it's a Racing Point 1, it's a Renault 2, it's a Racing Point 3, it's a Renault 4, so it looks like a very close battle between 2 titans here, and it's going to be looking to be very dominated, but hopefully we can get off to a very good start under VSC. So everyone has race speed delta, and I'm sure Iron Apple is going to be looking eager to get himself up to a good start. We go green once again, and it looks as though everyone's gotten away cleanly. We've got a couple of battles up and down the grid. We'll stay with Iron Apple though, as he does chase after Ash into turn 13 and 14. Everyone just really, you can see how much he's struggling with turning grip, and it's so difficult for them out there, but he's just about managing to keep it with him, and Ash just trying to match the pace with Rogers. Doesn't want to do anything stupid, just wants to be consistent, find the pace on his own, and try and carry that momentum forward. It looks like the Racing Point and Renault are looking pretty equal pegging, maybe Ash chipping away. We've seen he's very quick through this middle sector, so hopefully we can do that. Rogers with a bit of a love tap to the wall, Ash with a bit of a slide, so it looks as though it's very tricky conditions for everyone to get themselves acclimatized to.
And also have to say that Bonaldo has completely lost the pace there. He's almost 5 seconds behind Iron Apple, and he's now got off the track. John Fans is through now, so it's not more Renault 2-4. Now he's into P5, and I think he has wing damage. Yes, he has. Bonaldo has wing damage, front wing damage. Very bad wing damage there, not low at all, so he'll definitely have to go into the pit lane. Now he's being overtaken by Adam, going to be overtaken by the Red Bulls too at any moment if he doesn't pit first. There he goes, very wide. Flesh is through now. AE Gaming is going to be through also. AE Gaming is now going to be into P7 after starting on P12, and Rostorm has only improved 1 place into P10 now. We still have the top 3 fighting each other. Ash now gets the fastest lap of the race. Bonaldo is now into the pit lane. Ash showing his pace there on the rain. Followed only by 5, 6, 7 tenths now behind Rogers. Iron Apple losing a bit pace there. 9 tenths behind Ash. So still keeping very consistent on the times between these 3 drivers. We'll probably see them in that way on the rest of the race. Doesn't look any one of them is going to pull away. Then John Fans is completely far behind. He's into the grass there, so he's definitely not at the pace. Oh, and Rogers is the first driver to catch a penalty actually. So this starts to complicate things for the Racing Point team, at least for Rogers. He's the first driver to get a 3-second time penalty, as we already said. Very easy track to corner cut, and on these tricky conditions it's more easy to corner cut even. So Ash now on a great chance of winning this race. Even if he's not able to overtake Rogers, he still will be in front if he managed to not get any penalties. Bonaldo now gets a 3-second time penalty, but he's so far behind, so I think race completely ruined for him at the moment. Rogers now sets the fastest lap of the race, but with that penalty, 3-second penalty, he has now as a handicap.
Ooh, yeah, I've just noticed Rogers has a penalty, and that's definitely going to be less than ideal. So Ash, despite being early days, we're only a 7th of the way through the race, lap 5 or 35. Although we are very early doors, Rogers pressure on him to extend that gap to 3 seconds, so it could be quite close. And Ash now knows he's put the pressure on Rogers, so he's got inside Rogers' head in the sense that Rogers is now starting to make those mistakes. You know, that Ash isn't, so he just needs to stay where he is, keep showing his nose, show Rogers he isn't going anywhere, and he's going to be staying with him throughout the race. So that's just going to be his game plan, I'm sure, for the rest of the race. Maybe wants to go for that extra security, maybe get the move done. 8 tenths back, doesn't look like he's really able to close the gap that well, but you know, still he's got the advantage at this stage in the race.
Also have to say, Iron Apple now has completely lost the pace with the 2 leaders. He's now 2.6 seconds behind Ash. Don't know what's happened with him, but he's gone completely low on that final lap. So now this leaves Rogers and Ash alone to fight for that P1 if Iron Apple doesn't do anything to catch back. And even Rogers and Ash have way much more ERS than what Iron Apple has. He's completely lost in the pace there. And now we see AA Gaming is in front now of his teammate Splash, fighting there into turn 1. AA Gaming takes 6 of the race, but AA Gaming is with wing damage now. So terrible news for AA Gaming there, even if he got that place, but he got that wing damage, and now Ash is losing completely the pace. With Rogers, he's 2 seconds behind him now. He completely lost the pace there. Not sure if maybe he got any wing damage, but he has gone completely slower there. Camera not showing me. There it is. Still not confirming. And yes, he has. Ash has wing damage there. So this may be his chances over of winning this race and letting Rogers taking this win. But as Ash made a mistake to bring more excitement to the race and not say it's now completely done for Rogers. Rogers may also make a mistake on the following laps and also catch some wing damage. But yeah, Ash now into the pit lane. Definitely a complete mistake by his own there. Rogers set fastest lap of the race now. Iron Apple is going to take P2 now. Oh, and there's a big crash there. Big crash. AA Gaming lost completely the front wing there. And we have a virtual safety car now, so this may help Ash, maybe, not sure. Oh, and Ash is into the medium tires. What is he thinking about their craziness? Is track actually drying up? Yes, it is. The rain has stopped, but how much is it going to take for slick tires to have the grip, actually? If Ash...
sorry.
Oh.
Certainly an interesting choice, but I'm not entirely sure where that's come from. There still seems to be a lot of standing water on the track, and he's really struggling with grip. Maybe the other intermediate runners can run, but if it works for him, this is going to be a very, very good move to make. They're going to be very cold and very hard to warm up, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, if Ash managed to get that strategy correctly, that's going to play perfectly for him, because definitely slick tires are way faster than intermediate tires, so if he has got it right, he can still have a chance of going for the fight of the win of this race. But as you said, the still track seems really slippery at the moment. It's not going to dry at all at just one moment. And yeah, we see there Ash locking his tires and missing a lot the corner there. We saw a bit of carnage in front of him, some broken wing there. Oh, and there's got a very, very massive accident there again for AA Gaming. Is into the pit lane again. No, actually AA Gaming is into his first pit stop. He had that completely broken wing and he still stayed out. Rogers now is 6.4 seconds in front of Iron Apple, so he has massive pace there. And Ash still not managing to catch any pace on those medium tires. So it completely hasn't worked for him there at all. He only can hope for a safety car now that could save him. If not, it's gonna be his race completely ruined now. On the commentaries we have PRT asking if we can see some midfield battles. Well, yeah, we have some battle now between Raw Storm and Tom Marsh for that P6. There's not much to be seen at the front, that's true. Rogers just pulled away a lot, so yeah, we're going to focus, try to go for a bit of a midfield fight as he's asking us for. Raw Storm now only 6 tenths behind Fletch, and he's into the wall now. Not sure if he caught some wing damage there. We have this interesting train of Fletch, Raw Storm, and Tongue Marsh battle for P5 there. But now Raw Storm, confirmed. Raw Storm got wing damage. He went into the wall of champions and paid with that wing damage. Now he's going to lose pace with Fletch definitely. Unless Fletch also has wing damage, but not sure if he does. And yes, he also has, so they are in equal conditions still. Tongue Marsh doesn't have wing damage, so he may show much more pace than both of them. Then we have Edge, who is fighting with Paulo Frost for that P9. That will be the only fights on track we have at the moment. Everyone else has built a gap between them and the most close driver to them. Ash still not able to put any pace on those medium tires, but he has no other option than to stay out. Edge is now putting the pressure on Paulo Frost, going to go into that long straight. Rogers does another flying lap. He is now 9.5 seconds in front of his teammate Iron Apple, so he most probably going to keep standing that gap. He's just flying at track at the moment. Ash again still not finding the pace on those medium tires, and now the only thing that can save Ash is that a safety car comes out. A Gaming is now through. Very easy move on Ash, who didn't have any grip on those tires. Oh, we have a yellow flag now. It's Ash. Looks it was Ash, and yes, Ash now has wing damage. Going to have to pit now for new wing. And not sure what tires he's going to decide to be on now. We have a yellow flag on the last sector and another virtual safety car. Definitely safety car doesn't want to come out. We already have like 3 virtual safety cars. So this is definitely not good for Ash, who would have wished for a real safety car to come out. Unlucky for him, only it was a virtual one, and he's decided to go into the intermediate tire, so definitely the slick strategy didn't work for him at all. It worked terribly for him. Rogers is into the pit lane now. Iron Apple the same. They have enough gap between them to do a double pit stop and not lose any time. But no, it's not. Oh, and now Rogers is into the medium tires, and Rogers actually got some wing damage on his own. So we'll see finally how this plays for him. So Rogers is the only driver on those medium tires at the moment. Iron Apple decided to go for those tires too, but we have to see if they will have the pace or not now.
I mean, it does look a lot drier than it did at the start. I'm not too sure if there's enough. Obviously, what I base it on is if when DRS has been enabled, that's when I would say come in for slicks. But we are back under green flags, and he sort of keep it there. He's not got the best of paces at the moment, but both racing points going for the mediums. He's very struggling, and with the harder rubber of the mediums, he's going to be struggling to get them warmed up. But the thing he has in his pocket is when everyone else pits for slicks, he's going to be the one with the advantage. But everyone else still struggling. He's struggling as well. So the slicks aren't far off the intermediates. Definitely not far off, but mediums, I'm not too convinced. Tom Marsh going in very deep there. This could give Origist a very good run, maybe, but he looks as though he's just got the run. But yeah, Rogers, just, I don't know. He was leading the race. He didn't need to necessarily take any risks, but the track is now starting to look a little bit dry. We're seeing less spray off the back of the intermediates, so maybe it won't be long. Just needs to hope he doesn't lose too much time in between them, because if that is the case, I'm sure John fans will be loving life up in front in the lead of the race. He's just controlling it. He hasn't pit yet, so he's maybe just waiting for that prompt of DRS to be enabled to come into the pits. Doesn't then need to worry about it, but we're seeing now a couple of more people come in for the slicks, so maybe it's now at that crossover point.
Actually, Rogers is lost in pace with Tom Marsh and with Ari Gustavo. He got overtaken by these two drivers on the last lap, so yeah, definitely at the moment not showing that pace. He's 1.4 seconds. Seemed to close a bit, but not so much. Now he's into 1.2. DRS is enabled now, as you said. That was what's going to mark the difference, and yeah, now definitely track is for slick tires. So this has completely saved Rogers. He's going to keep the lead of the race when everyone pits. And we have a yellow flag on Sector 2. It's powered, and finally we have a safety car after a long time. And this maybe play badly for Rogers. Now both Mercedes drivers are going to have a free pit stop there. And we have to see where John Fans is going to come out of the pit lane. And what tires is he going to be on? Is he going for the mediums or if he's going for the soft tires? This also is perfect for Ash, who race was most probably over. And now he's going to have another chance to catch back. As I said, we couldn't even see a Canada 2011, so it would be crazy to see Ash winning this race after what happened to him. But now he's got a 3-second time penalty on safety car conditions, so yeah, mistake by him not being careful. Where he shouldn't have got that penalty, not even on race conditions. Rogers is now taking the lead of the race, but John Fans is out on P2 on soft tires and on 2-lap fresher tires. And Ari Gustavo staying out on those intermediate tires, so yeah, completely not understanding what he's trying to do there. He's going to have to pit at any moment. Losing a bit of traction there. Definitely track not more for intermediates now. Iron Apple's now also being complicated with all this. Now he's into P8, where he was in a comfortable 1-2 with his teammate. So he's lost a lot of places there. Rostorm into P7. Flash into P6.
Definitely looks as though the track has dried up very quickly, so slick's definitely the way to go, it seems. Everyone, I'd say mediums would get to the end just. You can see Seamus on the hard, so maybe he could be in a good position as we wait for everyone to line up behind the safety car. But Gustavo, I'm not too entirely sure what his theory behind going for the inters is. There he is, he's into the pit lane, he's realised his mistake, he's going to lose out a lot of places because of this though. But yeah, hopefully off the safety car restart we can see the likes of Iron Apple get himself back up the already up to P7 off the pit stops, filtered themselves out. John Fans into P2 after sticking it out on those intermediates for so long, not pitting under the VSC. So he's definitely going to be in a good position. On the soft as well, going to be quicker to warm up with the colder circuit. So he should be off to a good start. He should, in theory, have the pace over Rogers, but we've seen Rogers pull off some remarkable stuff in the past. We've seen him even today pull off some remarkable stuff, so I wouldn't put it past him to fly off into the distance. Ash as well, he's going to get the opportunity at a second chance of redemption in this race for the mediums, 1 lap of mediums. So could go to the end. We've got a couple more laps under the safety car, so yeah, maybe they will go to the end if they nurse them. Might have to pit again for some softs towards the end though.
Yeah, I think mediums, they could try to take those mediums to the end of the race, but it's going to be very difficult. They will lose a lot of grip and a lot of pace at the final laps of the race. Safety cars helping drivers save their tires. By the way, safety car looks going to stay 1 more lap out. We were missing 2 drivers to catch. No, safety car is actually going out on this lap. That's perfectly. We want to see action on track the sooner possible. And now the interesting thing we'll see will be what John's fans will do to attack Roger for that P1. As you said, he definitely must have the pace to overtake Rogers and those fresher and faster compound of tire he is on now. And then he may try to pull away for the next pit stop and try to cover Rogers when he'll probably be out on the soft tires. So going to be interesting fight on track and on strategy too. Rogers there relaunches the race, accelerates into the first onto the straight. There he goes, but John Van's not too far behind. Didn't manage to put a big gap there, and Rogers now gets a 3-second time penalty, so this is definitely not good for him. Now he's 6 seconds penalty for Rogers, and John Van's already lost 1 second into him, so not sure if actually he's going to have the pace. He's losing a lot of time there. Iron Apple now catch a 3-second time penalty. Yeah, seems John Van's not having the pace to attack Rogers at all. Flash fighting with Elge there. Oh, and Elge into the wall there. Oh, and he's crashed with his teammate there. Massive accident going on there. Oh, and now Ash is DNF the race. He's encountered Elge's spawn car, and it's completely race ruined now for Ash with a massive crash there. Terrible accident, and we keep seeing accidents there. All caused because this spin Elge had, and this completely ends Ash's chances of getting any good result today.
Definitely less than ideal. I didn't quite catch what happened, but must have been a big shunt for that to happen, and Ash, from fighting to the race lead, he's now out of the race. So definitely a very chaotic race. The rain transitioning to the dry. It's definitely caught a lot of people out. It's brought out the best in some people though. John fans, sorry, I should say, Adam and Fletch, all up a lot of positions because of their opportunistic ways and their strategical patience, you could say. And they're definitely doing some very remarkable stuff up a lot of positions, if I am correct. Let me just get up the position change.
Oh, Fletch got a drive-through penalty.
Fletch with a drive-through penalty. So just as I was just talking about him having such a great, he's just picked up a drive-through penalty, which is so harsh for him to do that, and he's gonna have to serve that within the next 3 laps. But the important thing is he needs to make the most of it now. We've got, what is that now, 20 laps of the race remaining, so crucial time for everyone. Paulo Frost up the inside, well around the outside of Boss. That's a great move there from the house driver to get it around the outside of the Alpha team. Only for P10, so he's going to pick himself up a single point as it stands. The Ferrari looking to have a bit of a go at the AlphaTauri as well, so Boss going to lose out 2 positions because of this. And DRS has once again been enabled. Seamus into the back of the pit lane, must have made a bit of contact. I just about clipped that with the corner of my eye, and it looks as though he just went straight into the side of the pit lane after a lockup. Not too entirely sure what's happened there then.
Yeah, looks he's crashed into the pit lane there. Then we also have Rostorm, who is now 27 seconds behind Boss Gohan on P13. Rogers just pulling away on those medium tires. Seems John Fans definitely doesn't have the pace at all. And we also have Fletch, who has to serve that drive-through penalty. John Fans actually qualified on P4, but for some reason doesn't show any pace at all, even being on those soft tires. So pace he had on qualifying has gone completely out on this race. So definitely not good for him. We'll see Flash going into the pit lane at any moment to serve that drive-through penalty. There he goes. So this moves Iron Apple into P4 again. So maybe looks a comfortable chance for Iron Apple to get back that P2 for make it Racing Point 1-2 finally.
Yeah, Iron Apple's slowly making his way up the field, 1.6 seconds off the nearest car, and he's definitely closing down with his pace. You can see he's pushing those medium tyres to the full extent. 1.5 seconds, slowly chipping away at it, and he's going to be finding himself on the podium very soon, I'm sure, as Adam's soft tyres slowly start to degrade. Of course, the softer rubber is quicker, but it does degrade a lot faster than the medium, so we'll definitely see that cliff reach soon. We've got AA Gaming on the back of Gustavo, the Red Bull versus the Haas coming into the second or third chicane, I actually should say. It's technically 1 and 2 hour chicane. So actually no, it would be the fourth chicane of the circuit. So looks like the Gilles Villeneuve circuit is very made up of chicanes. Iron Apple maintaining around that 1.6 mark, just needs to get himself into DRS. AA Gaming 8/10 back on Gustavo. He's using his overtake, so is the Haas in front of him. DRS wide open, doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Gustavo just breaking the toe as well, so AA Gaming not going to be quite close enough. He needs a good run coming out of the final chicane to get a run maybe into turn 1. Gustavo gets a bit shaky, so maybe this could give AA Gaming the run if he used overtake, but he's not going to do that. He's going to sit behind as it stands. But it doesn't look as though Iron Apple was gaining as much as we thought.
Yeah, well, he's still on the medium tire, so soft, still faster compound, but then it's going to be the opposite. Iron Apple probably going to be on the soft on the next pit stop, while John Fans and Adam, both of them will be on the medium, so there he should have enough pace to go through them. By the way, I have to say I got a commentary of Ash who says, I didn't expect to DNF like that. Yeah, that was a very crazy DNF. Spun car in front of him and just encountering him. Unfortunate, very unfortunate DNF. All caused because of edge spin. Yeah, very unfortunate for Ash there. Now Iron Apple is starting to close a bit with Adam. He's 1.3 now. He was 1.5. So it's now some tenths faster. Now going 1-3, 1-2 now. Yeah, he's getting closer. Yeah, those saws most probably being degraded at the moment. So yeah, Ash may even get Iron Apple, I'm sorry, may even get DRS on the next straight, but no, he doesn't because he missed a bit the car there on those corners. So he'll have to wait for next to the long straight to get DRS. 1.2 seconds behind. We still have the battle between AA Gaming and Gustavo, both on equal conditions. Medium tires, and now Ari Gustavo has closed into Tongue Marsh. So we'll see a 3-car fight for P5 there. The 3 of them on equal conditions. The 3 with 7 to 6 old medium tires. Ari Gustavo only 3 tenths behind Tongue Marsh, going to have a very good run on the next straight. On board with Ari Gustavo, but he loses a bit the car there. And this probably ends his chances of trying to go for a move. We see a fight also between Flash and Paulo Frost, both of them side by side, and there goes Flash in front of Paulo Frost into P10. Adams into the pit lane now, into the medium tires, trying to cover for any undercut attempt, or also to bring more pace to cover from when Iron Apple is most probably going to be out on the soft tires for those final laps. Iron Apple 2.7 seconds behind John Fans, and Rogers on his own world pulling away 6.4 seconds in front of John Fans. But we also have to remember that he has that 6-second time penalty, so we'll see how this plays when this race comes to an end. We only are missing 14 more laps of this Grand Prix, but many things may happen. Safety cars may come out. Crazy things may happen, a lot of them. So we can't say that it's race done for Rogers. We have to wait still. There goes Ari Gustavo in front, making an overtake maneuver on Tong Marsh. He manages to do it greatly. Now A Gaming is going to go through also, and he may have a chance now of overtaking Ari Gustavo, but no, he doesn't. And John Fancy is now into the pit lane. A Gaming locking a bit his tires there. And Tong Marsh has been overtaken by both guys on this straight, so Tong Marsh definitely not seems to have plenty of pace there.
Yeah, definitely Tom Marsh with some good pace in the Mercedes. We've seen him before at the likes of Monaco and Azerbaijan have some great pace, and that's definitely coming to fruition now. He's closing onto the back of AA Game and Ari Gustavo after maybe a couple of pit stops as John Fans did pit in. So a boost to positions, and this is now the fight for the podium between AA Gaming and Ari Gustavo. The Red Bull on the back of the Haas still not being able to get himself past, and Tom Marsh just falling out of that DRS range, but DRS wide open for the Red Bull. He's got the overtake. Ari Gustavo to the inside. AA Gaming looking to get through. Ari Gustavo doesn't really know where to go in terms of position on track, weaving around to break the toe and block AA Gaming. Not too sure on the legality of that, but we'll have to wait and see. Ari Gustavo really unsure of where he wants to put the car. To the inside, back to the outside. AA Gaming probably is thinking of him more as a hazard and a mobile chicane than anything else, but he definitely wants to get himself onto the podium. Fletch into the pit lane off his soft tyres, so still a massive role to play of strategy. As we saw, the rain didn't come in at a very specific time. It wasn't very round off in terms of tyre degradation, so some people opt in to nurse the mediums to the end, some people opt in for maybe an extra 2 stops. We'll just have to wait and see how that pans out. Maybe these are only provisional results. Tom Marsh still falling off the back of AA Gaming and Ari Gustavo after DRS, but he's still putting the pressure on and still showing his nose. I'll have a quick look at penalties. 6 seconds for the both of them, so still equal pegging, and it is on track, and this is going to be between the two. So just needs to get a good launch, short shift up the gears, get a good launch off this hairpin. That's exactly what he's done, but so is Ari Gustavo in the Haas. DRS needs to be wide open as soon as possible, needs to overtake that and engage that overtake, I should say, but he just can't get close enough to launch an attack into the final chicane, which is so vital for him to do. And he just needs to get in front. He needs to put his car there. He's got a very good run now in DRS. To the inside goes Ari Gustavo. To the outside goes AA Gaming. In the Red Bull, it'll be the inside if he can get it done. Takes the racing line. The Haas sticks it up the inside. Still side by side they go, but the Red Bull takes the track away and claims that position for the podium. So the Haas finally behind the Red Bull now. Maybe he can launch a counter-attack in a few corners time, as AA Gaming does go pretty deep there. This could give Ari Gustavo the run if he looks to send it maybe into there. Yes, he does up the inside. Big send. Drove himself off the track and he spun himself out. He's going to reverse straight onto the track. He's contacted with the Mercedes after just reversing himself straight back onto the track. So with Gustavo not having the cleanest races in my opinion, and dove up the inside of AA Gaming in desperation, drove himself off the track to put himself on the inside, spun himself out, then just reversed himself straight into the front of Tom Marsh and putting him out of contention as well.
Yeah, we saw a very big crash there. Not so bad of what happened with Euge and Ash, but yeah, Ari Gustavo took a very big risk there to overtake AA Gaming. He got desesperated. I think he could have just waited for DRS again. He was very close, no need to dive bomb there, and finally he took all the damage on that incident, and he's now into P9, and Tom Marsh is now into the pit lane too, because he completely broke that front wing when he made contact with Ari Gustavo. Ari Gustavo now also into the pit lane there, so it's race ruin for these two drivers. Again, the only thing that can save them now is a safety car comes out. Now John Fans fighting Eckhart for P5. John Fans made a very good move there to overtake. Now into P5. Adam is going to go for the same dive bomb, and he spawns also. Adam went for the same dive bomb that Ari Gustavo went for AA Gaming, and Adam also spawned, but it didn't go so bad for Adam as it went for Ari Gustavo. He just lost some seconds there, but managed to keep the car on track, and I think he don't have wing damage at all, but still cost him some seconds there with his rival John Fans at the moment. Roger still keeps being on his own world, managing those medium tires almost 13 seconds in front of his teammate Iron Apple, so he even may have a free pit stop there. He is now 20 seconds in front of AA Gaming, so he will, if he stops now, he can easily come out in front of AA Gaming on P2, and his teammate Iron Apple will just let him by as teamwork. No need to hold him at all, and even if not, he will have the pace even to get in front of him, so no worries should be for Rogers. The only thing that can completely mess him up would be that a safety car comes out, and we've had plenty of accidents on this final lap, so why not a safety car coming out on the final laps of this race, which by the way we only have 10 more laps remaining. 13.8 seconds now in front, almost 14 now, going to be 14 at any moment. And yes, it is now 14 seconds in front of teammate. We see John Fans going in front of Boss Gohan for that P4. Much fresher tires, not anything Boss Gohan can do there to defend. Adam is going to have another shot now at Ekot and at Boss Gohan at any moment. Ekot is into the pit lane there. Tong Marsh now also on a fight back at the back of Bonaldu on 7 lap fresher tires, and Ari Gustavo 4.5 seconds behind Tong Marsh, so not sure if these guys are going to meet again at track. And now Rogers is 14.7 seconds in front of teammate Iron Apple, almost 15. He's completely smashing that time there. 15 seconds now, yes, completely on another dimension there for Rogers. And AE Gaming 6.7 seconds behind Iron Apple, and not so much lap difference, so why not AE Gaming even challenging Iron Apple for that P2? It may seem a bit optimistic, but now Rogers is into the pit lane for those soft tires to finish this race more comfortably. Iron Apple staying out and not going into the pit lane there. AE Gaming could have tried to go for an undercut there to try to win that position with Iron Apple. He may have a chance if he tries to do so, but still decides to stay out on those medium tires. And also have to say, John Fans is going to catch at any moment with AA Gaming 2, so that may be podium chances ruined for AA Gaming. Also have to say, John Fans don't have a penalty, as AA Gaming does have one. And yeah, John Fans and Adam are going to be charging into the field there. They are on way more fresher tires. Now Adam at the back of Boss Gohan. On board with Adam now, DRS open at any moment for him. He has plenty of ERS there. Boss Gohan, same amount, but not anything he can do. He's on way more fresher tires. That's the move down for Adam, who is now into P5. And now 2.8 seconds behind John Fans. And finally, Iron Apple and AE Gaming decide not to go for a pit stop. So, well, only 7 more laps remaining of this race. So yeah, I think they can keep those tires to the end. But they're gonna lose a lot of grip on those final laps. And they're going to be pressured by John Fans and Adam. But oh, we have an accident there. It's Boss Gohan, who spun on his own. Thankfully, no safety car came out because of that, but he just lost plenty of pace there. Flash sets the fastest lap of the race now, but he's just so far behind on that P13. Nothing he can do. And A Gaming keeps closing slowly, yes, but still closing into Iron Apple. He's 5.7 seconds now, 5.6 now. But I think it's not going to be enough time for him to catch with Iron Apple. Rogers is only 4.3 seconds in front of his teammate, but I would expect him to be pulling away, but not doing that at the moment.
Just looking now, Ross Thorne is on the back of the Ferrari. He could maybe launch a counter-attack after the Ferrari did get past him, but it's going to be very difficult for him to do on those old medium tyres. And the Ferrari with some astonishing pace with those fresh red marked soft tyres. We're towards the end of the race now, and it looks as though pit stops have filtered out. Rogers with some incredible pace on those soft tyres after getting past his teammate. It looks as though those who went to the soft tyres took the bit the bullet and got themselves up in front, have paid dividends from it, and then Iron Apple just simply cannot compete with his teammate with the sheer pace that his Racing Point teammate has. Still a 1-2 for the team, and I'm sure they're definitely not going to be complaining, taking those points back. And AA Gaming again with the quiet race on the podium isn't set in stone though, as John Fan is chasing him down. 1.3 seconds is the gap coming into this chicane, where we saw Sebastian Vettel spin out in 2011 to give Jenson Button the win on the final lap of the race back in 2011, and what a race that was, I'm sure we can all remember. But into this chicane again, John Fan's just needing to attack it using his fresh tyre grip. He's been on those tyres for half the amount of time that AA Gaming has, and he just simply just needs to get himself into the DRS range, and that's exactly what he's trying to do. Have a quick look at penalty. The penalty situation, John Fans hasn't got a penalty, so he doesn't even need to be audacious. He doesn't need to send the move. He just needs to be careful. Needs to bide his time, wait until the end of the race. We're on to lap 32 of 35 into this final chicane. John Fans chasing down AA Gaming. 1.1 seconds is the gap. That's slowly chipping itself down towards the 1 second range. Just needs to commit himself through turn 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, maybe even 5 and 6, just to make sure he's within that DRS range, and that's exactly what he's done. 9 tenths now, the gap between himself and AA Gaming. Needs to give it everything. This is now the foothold in the offensive he needs. He's got that foothold, he's got that momentum now with the fresher tyres. He's got a couple more laps to get the move done. He doesn't need to per se send it. As I said earlier, he hasn't got a penalty, but it's still good to get the move done just in case he picks stuff up towards the end, or even he gets given a penalty post race that could knock him down the order. But I'm sure he's kept it clean enough to not have that happen. But still good to get it on track. It's a much more satisfying feeling to get it done on track. Well within DRS. He's got a lot of ERS to use as well, more than that of the Red Bull in front of him. Needs to clip a late apex. AA Gaming not getting the best of runs coming out. Still good enough compared to John Fans, who just about lacks, but he's using his ERS, he's using that energy recovery system, the extra 140 brake horsepower. He's going to pull to the outside of the final chicane. A bold move to make. Is he going to get it done before the corner? Yes, he is. AA Gaming tries through thick and thin to set up a cutback. That's exactly what he's done. He's going to run side by side with him, coming out the pit straight for the podium. Is he going to back out of that one? I think he is. He's going to bide his time. Think that this is just going to be a losing battle, and doesn't want to lose any more time to Adam behind, because Adam is chasing down, and any battling between AA Gaming and John Fans is just going to cost him so much time. And Tom Marshall as well on the back of Ross Thorne. He's got fresher tyres than the Williams in front of him. Coming into turn 1, he's got a lot of ERS as well saved up compared to the Williams. So Mercedes on the back of Williams, something you often see accompanied by blue flags in real life, but it looks like he's going to be full position in this one. Tom Marsh races, of course, being ruined by Eric Gustavo a few laps previously. That 33 of 35, when we're nearing the end, AA Gaming given another 3 second penalty. So definitely not the best race for him. He's still up there, and the pace was there, just penalties lacked him.
So we are seeing now the fight between Tom Marsh and Ross Storm for that P7. Then John Fans is now into the back of Iron Apple, and with no penalties, this completely ruins the Racing Point 1-2. It's not going to be possible. So yeah, Rogers is going to win the race definitely, but John Fans is going to take that P2, so he's going to split both Racing Point drivers. But at least they will get, if I'm not wrong, and following the penalties, yeah, they most probably are going to get. Oh, and they near contact there. Oh, and Iron Apple is into makes the same mistake Sebastian Vettel did on 2019. Lost completely the car there, and this allows John Fans, AA Gaming, and Adam. So now it's not more. Oh, he got a puncher for Iron Apple. That's what happened. So now it's podium. Double podium for Racing Point, completely ruined. Iron Apple with that puncher on the rear tire there. Race ruined for Iron Apple. He was holding very good that P2, and that completely ruins it for him.
Definitely less than ideal, and it's a rear puncture as well, which just adds salt to the wound. In more metaphorical sense. If a front puncher you can sort of nurse home with understeer, but a rear puncher you're sliding, you're locking the rears, and he's just going backwards and backwards and backwards. And AA Gaming has been given this chance to get back onto the back of John Fans and Adam up into P4 as well, with some podium hopes on the horizon. So this has definitely played well into the hands of AA Gaming, but Gustavo now going to be getting past Iron Apple, who's really precariously parked himself there on the final lap as well, which just is so bad to see that he's going to have to limp home like this. But yeah, after what was such a great race for him, he's going to speed in the pit lane as well for good measure. Just, yeah, such an awkward end to the race. He's going to retire on the final lap as well. Big shame for him then.
Also having to say, Adam only has a 3-second time penalty, and Bonaldo has DNF on the final lap too. I was saying Adam has only 3-second time penalty, while AA Gaming has 9-second time penalty. So it's going to be podium for John Fans and for Adam. We're going to go on board with the leader who crosses the finish line. Rogers wins the Canadian Grand Prix. John Fans is going to take P2 of the race, and Adam is now wanting to get it at track, fighting AA Gaming. By the outside he goes, and they make contact there, but nothing happens. Thankfully, it wasn't a necessary move that Adam need to do. He would still have got the place, but finally he got it at track, as any driver wants to do. Adam completes the podium, and that P3, AA Gaming misses podium, gets that P4, but managed to keep those medium tires, very decorated medium tires, to the end of the race. Ecott finally is going to take that P5 of the race. Tom Marsh will take P6. Ross Storm takes P7 of the race. Ari Gustavo will finally take P8. Boss Gohan is going to take P9 of the race. So again, we saw another crazy race after the ones at Monaco and at Baku. This even was Canada, but not different at all. Still, we had carnage going on in all the field, but very fun race to watch. More definitely on the midfield than at the front. Rogers just completely smashed the rest of the field today. But it was pretty fun to watch the battles on the midfield, all the carnage happening. That final heartbreaking moment for Iron Apple, missing that podium and even chances of scoring 1 point on this race. We saw Ash DNF, so pretty crazy race, and now we see the rain there out on the final results. So very weird to see that when race ended clear on clear weather. So Rogers getting 26 points today. Fastest lap for him also. So yeah, completely dominance by this guy today. John Fans getting that P2, Adam that P3, completing the podium. AA Gaming from P12 to P4. Ecott gets P5 of the race. Tom Marsh P6, Ross Storm P7, Ari Gustavo P8, Boss Gohan P9, and finally Flesh gets that P10 of the race. So now, if I had to pick one driver of the day, Maybe I would go with AA Gaming because of holding those very degraded tires to the end of the race, and because of getting that P4 after starting 12th of the race. So what would you say, Zach?
Well, yeah, we've had a lot of good drives, but honestly, it sounds again cliche. Rogers just drove so remarkably well from start to finish with the rain at the start, and the rain at the start went to the dry. He played the strategy well. He dominated the race from start to finish and just put in the consistent laps. Get himself on to the top step of the podium. I'm sure he's going to be very, very pleased with that result.
Yeah, it was just completely dominance by him. Yeah, I would also pick him as candidate for driver of the day, but yeah, I was ready to pick someone else from the midfield since, well, Rogers just flied away. But yeah, it was also, you have to have a lot of pace to do what Rogers did today. So completely well-deserved win by him. Okay, so that will be all for today. Race has come to an end. We have to end now this stream. Congratulations to Roger for his very dominant win. Congratulations for John fans and for Adam getting that podium. And well, we'll be back next week for the French Grand Prix. Another very difficult track in terms of track limits. So we'll be back with you there. So thank you for commentating with me, Zach.
Anytime, and I hope everyone at home enjoyed that one. It was a pretty good race, it must be said, but hopefully France can be just that little bit extra, and we can have maybe less of a dominant victory in France. Hopefully we can have more people put on a race, but no, nonetheless, it was a pleasure.
Okay, so again, thank you, Zach. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for participating on this race. Thanks also for the people who commentated on the stream commentary box. So thank you. Hope to see you more often there. So yeah, thanks everyone. And now I'll say goodbye and see you next week.
Bye bye.